Hey YouTube, welcome back to the Layout Room. Today we're going to talk about different types of trucks, what they're used for, different type of couplers. This video is geared towards new model railroaders, somebody that has absolutely no idea what a truck is or a coupler is. Also, reason this comes up is one of our guys in our group decided to go to N scale, and he was so used to HO scale, he had no idea how to change out some trucks on a couple of cars he's gotten. He had some older cars, so we kind of taught him a little bit. So I said, hey, why don't I do a little video on it? And so that's what we're going to do. So hang tight. I'll be right back, and we'll get started on this video. Alright, so we're here. Let's start off with this car right here. This is an older car. This is what it's called, a Rapido coupler, because of the way it is. It's this little piece right here. It's basically a horn, or other known as a horn hook. Piece of junk, in my opinion. And about 99% of any N-scale modeler will say this is a piece of junk. This is held in by a screw. So if you were to replace this, you would remove the screw, put your new truck in, and then put the screw back in. This right here is an Athearn car. Athearn has screws in their car. It's a metal frame, and then you have a screw to a McHenry coupler. Problem with McHenrys is they're made out of all plastic. This piece right here tends to fall off. Not good for operation, but they work. Also on Athearn cars, you'll find out that this screw will come loose and it'll fall out. Easiest way to do it is remove the screw, put a little dab of glue where the screw goes in, and then put the screw back in. Use white Elmer school glue and it holds. That's what I did to this thing. All right, next car up is going to be this caboose. It's all-Athearn Athearn car. Now, the reason I'm showing you this car is because in N-scale, there's a lot of people are going to body-mounted couplers now because it less derailments. I don't have any problems with that many derailments using truck-mounted couplers, but this is just to show you what it is. Basically, like HO scale, the coupler is mounted to the body of the car, and the trucks are independent of the coupler. Now, if you're running tight radiuses, body-mounted couplers are probably not going to work, especially when you get into your 89-foot cars and your 60-foot cars. Now, my opinion, the best granddaddy of them all is your Microtrains couplers. This is what they call a short shank coupler. It's one unit. Everything is put together pretty decently, and as you can see, there's some metal in the coupler. The trucks, they move really well, and they're free independent, and they come into this. So if you're going to get in an N scale and you're looking to replace trucks, Microtrains is the way to go. So now there's a little difference, because another question that was brought up to us was, what size coupler do I use? Microtrains makes 3. Again, they make the body mount, they make a short shank coupler, they make a medium shank, and they make a long. So he had a hopper like the CP rail I just showed you, and he says, well, do I use a medium or do I use a short? Rule of thumb that I find that I use and most modelers use in N scale that I have talked to, I may be wrong, don't quote me, but 40, 50 foot cars, you want to use a short shank coupler, because if you look at the coupler, if you look at it from the top, Notice how it is, the coupler just sticks out right at the edge of the car. That's all you really need. So now you're asking probably why then do they have a medium and they have a long shank if you're going to use a short coupler on most of your cars? Well, here's your answer. This is a Red Caboose 60-foot boxcar. If you notice the truck right here sits further back from the coupler or from the body. It's set back versus this car, which is a 50-foot box car. Notice how the truck is a lot closer to the edge of the car than that 60-foot box car. Now this car takes a medium-sized coupler. So the reason it's called a medium-sized coupler is because the coupler sits further away from the truck. If you noticed on the other one, let me get the other car. Here's the CP rail. Now, if you see the difference, see how the CP rail car is shorter. The coupler sits basically underneath the first wheel of the car or the truck, and then the medium size sits further out. That's why they call it a medium sized coupler. Now, for your 89-foot cars, like your flat cars, your auto racks, Micro Trains uses what they call a long shanked coupler. That allows free movement of the truck. As you can see, the truck moves with the coupler. Again, the reason being, as you can notice, it sits flush, and the coupler sits even further away from the truck. Now, a lot of people are going with body mount, and that's why I was talking about. It's basically when you buy a body mount, you're going to get just that little part. It's just the coupler, just like it looks if you were to take off that shank and you put it, you screw it directly or glue it directly onto your rail car. Now, another thing that is, there are when you go to buy trucks, you're going to find it's called roller bearing, anchor bar, all kinds of different trucks. Roller bearing kind of looks like what this car looks like. Let's see if I can get into view here. I don't know if you guys can really see it. There we go. Just had it. Hold on. There it is, right there. See how that's an anchor, or that's a roller bearing truck right there. That's what it looks like. An anchor bar truck is, I'm finding it's for the older rail cars. And that, no, that's an anchor. Let's see, Cabooses have anchor bars. This is what they call an anchor bar truck. Right there. So, hopefully this kind of helped explain different types of trucks, body mounted couplers, you know, the difference when you hear McHenry, Rapido, Micro Trains. Next, we're going to go and we're going to place a set of trucks on a well car that got broken. So, hang tight. I'll show you how to do that, because that was the other question that got brought up, is how do you replace these things? And so I'm going to show you guys how to replace it. So let's get this well car fixed up. So one thing you're going to need is, I just use a regular old screwdriver, and all you're going to do is you're going to put the screwdriver like this between the truck and the base. And then I'm going to have to put your finger over the little pin, because you don't want this thing to go flying. And you just give it a little push, the whole assembly comes out. Now, like I was talking about this truck right here where you unscrew when it comes loose. You put a little dab of white glue right in there and it holds into place. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your truck you're replacing it with, which would be my micro trains. Now this is the tricky part because it's so small, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the truck in like this. The pin in the truck, hold it with my thumb like this, and then I'm just going to apply a small amount of pressure to get the pin started into the hole, and then I'm going to take the screwdriver and I'm going to push it down on the truck or the pin to make sure that the pin is seated into the car. Making sure as I do this that the truck moves freely. And now it's seated. So here we go with the other side again. Finger over the thing. And a quick pull. So basically what you're doing is when you get it in there, you're seating it right there and you're pulling like this. Remove the pin. Put the pin in there. And then line it up, push. Like that. Now if you notice, the wheel actually came out of the truck frame. So all you're going to do is just seat it in like this, just like any HO car. If you've been into HO and you're switching over. Oh, there goes the wheel again. So I'll set it down on the table. Now, you're not going to be able to see this because my big hand's in the way, but I'm just basically putting the wheel back into place. And there we go. Now, for example, if you're replacing these with micro trays like this, all you're going to do is you're going to unscrew this. Same process. Put your new truck in, screw the thing back in. So quick and easy on how to replace trucks on an N-scale car. So I hope you guys enjoy this little video. Again, this is mainly for people new to the hobby, new to N-scale.